Hello my friends and welcome back, it's episode 36. I have so much to say, but let's read out the story for this mission first and then I'll talk about it. Just one moment, my general, I'm expecting a very important call. Our retreat from Hungary continues to be a total fiasco, and getting... telephone. Oberst Wagner here, go ahead. The person on the other end of the line is speaking. Good. The crossing of the lake is... come... Person on the other end of the line interrupts. What? Left behind? Person on the other end of the line is speaking. Bomb the lake barge. The other person on the end of the line is... I'm sure you did your best. Wagner out. Oberst Wagner angrily hangs up his telephone. Disaster continues, my general. We should order to be notified as soon as our forces finish regrouping west of Lake New Saildiddle, but there is a problem, or however that's pronounced. The lake barge that was supposed to ferry the last of our men across the lake was sunk by Soviet aircraft while making its final crossing to the eastern bank of the lake. Among those stranded on the other side of the lake is our communication officer. Primary objective, survive. Elite objective, go back, for Ida Brandt. Soviets are advancing on Vienna faster than we can retreat. The Sixth Army has no choice but to destroy as many bridges behind them as they could. So not only are some of the bridges ahead of us already gone, but huge columns of Soviet armor are streaming to Vienna on both our flanks. Left behind as we have been, there is no hope to organize a proper defense of Vienna. We're going to be on our own to just try and survive as a moving pocket. Which makes Ida trapped on the wrong side of the lake even more problematic. The only way to go back for her now is to turn around and counterattack through Soviet hordes. We'd face almost certain death to counterattack while isolated and without support. But we have to save whoever we can. Seems it's the only thing left for us to do. The decision is yours, my general. Men will follow your command to any end. Right. So here's the thing. I'll just delete, replace all my stuff. These are my auto repairers. I know all about this mission because when the trailer for this DLC came out, this was one of about 2 missions that I could use to make the footage for the trailer. And here's the thing, or like, this was true about the last mission, and it's even more true about this one. You can win this mission without deploying any units of your own. In fact, I think it's basically impossible to lose this mission because the win condition is to survive. And survive just means have 1 unit left at the end. There's a group of landmines back here, which is totally out the way. And there's one up here as well. And there is no way that the AI will find them, because the AI is set to go after the objectives, which are these tiles marked in grey. And so it will automatically, basically, you know, provided that you don't take any of these that cause it to turn around, it will automatically sweep up towards Vienna. And by the time it gets there and cleans Vienna out, the mission will be over. In fact, do you know what? Just for this episode, I will show you that you can just beat this mission without doing anything. I think like rearranging these units would make it a little bit cleaner, but I don't think you actually have to do or deploy anything, so I'll just... I just won't do anything. I'll show you. I've got it on rapid turns. This is probably first time you've seen rapid turns on this channel, because I don't use rapid turns because it hides what the enemy is doing. And I very much believe that you do need to pay careful attention to what's going on. Obviously, if you evacuate most of your units back to Vienna, you can actually do a much stronger hold. But I'm not even going to do that. Just to make the point, really. It's not that the AI is dumb, by the way. It's, you know, the AI has a limited, a very limited amount of turns here. It will win this battle. It's just it doesn't really quite have enough time. Because once it's got all the objectives, it will start going after units. Guy's got double move. You also have to remember that this enemy has got 5 heroes on everything, so this is a much stronger enemy than there would be in a normal base game. Heroic Defense version landmine. Let me just turn down the music a little bit. Not that I haven't already turned it down a lot. So as you can see, it's a struggle for the AI to actually push out the last few units, because they're entrenched. They're not exactly brilliantly placed, but they are entrenched. Alright, turn 10. That's 11. I didn't even repair this infantry, like I could be reinforcing it, but I'm not. I mean, can't reinforce it now, it's encircled, but still. Just to prove a point. This was the same with the last mission with its 2 objectives, but at least with that one you actually had to... You had to hold those 2 objectives, even if that's ridiculously easy to do. Alive though we may be, our survivors are rudderless. There is no one left to decode any Enigma messages, and the General Walher of the Army Group South has been sacked, so we are also without even an intermediate superior. As the least of the bad news, all the reinforcements poured into the Hungarian campaign come at the cost of stripping forces from other fronts. Americans and British are crossing the Rhine as we speak. The Soviets are at the gates of Berlin. Prompted an unencoded radio broadcast to be sent from Berlin. Here's the transcript. Soldiers of the Wenk Army, an immensely important order requires you to withdraw from the combat zone against our enemies in the west and march east. You must at all costs reach your planned objectives, for other operations are also in hand, designed to deal a decisive blow against the Bolsheviks in the struggle for the capital of the Reich, and to reverse the position in Germany. Berlin will never capitulate to Bolshevism. I can never pronounce this properly. The defenders of the Reich's capital have regained their courage on hearing your rapid approach, and they are fighting bravely and stubbornly, and are firmly convinced that they will soon hear your runs roaring. What? I thought it said guns roaring, and I just misread it, but I haven't misread it. It does say runs roaring. Okay. Your leader calls you. You are getting ready for the attack as before in the time of your victories. Berlin is waiting for you. Hi, General. I think it's time to admit our worst fears. We have lost everything. Been in contact with my friend Adolf Galland, and he requests that we join him to the west. There is only one reason to make such a journey. I'm afraid it's one I will be taking. I implore you to join us, as I suspect General Galland has a plan that will need your help. If you decide to take our survivors to Berlin, I can only wish you the best of luck, but as your friend and loyal companion for 10 years, I beg you not to go. The war is lost, and the only thing left to do is save those we still can. Choice is yours, whatever happens. It's my highness honour to serve with you, General Edmund. Godspeed. Historically, the Soviet Vienna offensive was a crushing defeat for Germany. Not only were the reinforcements poured into Hungary insufficient to liberate Budapest or secure the last of Germany's oil reserves, but they were not even enough to hold the line against renewed Soviet offensives. It only took the Soviets 4 weeks to capture Vienna after the collapse of Operation Spring Awakening. The Soviet armies continued their advances across Poland, Hungary, Austria, and Germany. Many of the soldiers took their frustrations out on civilian populations of these nations that had been their enemies. Treatment of women was no exception, with thousands of instances of Hungarian and German women being victimized or simply never heard from again. Looting and brutality reached a point that even the highest echelons of Soviet government feared the horrors caused might prevent the free flowering of communism in Central Europe. That was right, but it was too late. You know, I actually gave this feedback a long time ago, and it's not been changed or not been fixed. There's no reason to play this mission. You can only lose units on it and gain nothing. Yeah, there's an elite objective, but doing it just gets you some arguably interesting story. And I say that because, you know, controversially, this is the first mission where we talk about the horrors of war at all. Up until this point, you know, Panzer Corps 2 was always it's just a video game where you play out the battles. But now we're starting to talk about the horrors of war, and it's like, I don't know, man. We've entered a point where the last few missions are just basically telling the end of how World War II ended. And I know how it ended. We all know how it ended. We're not here to find out how it ends. We know how it ends. Everybody knows how it ends. We're here to play a game. And so, for what has been a really excellent campaign, like, it really tapers off here. Now, I will, will I play out this mission? I mean, what I said was totally true. There's no reason to play out this mission except to take losses. So what I'll do is, We also got these two choices here. Since this is the historical route, I suppose fight on makes the most sense. What I will do is I'll go back to the previous mission. I'll make a save here. And I'll go back to the previous mission and do the elite objective just for the sake of doing it. But the story of the elite objective is actually like, because that's all you get for doing it, is just a bit of dialogue, is actually quite controversial. You know, even more so than what I was saying just earlier about that this has moved away from being a game where we don't talk about the horrors of the war to now we're talking about the horrors of the war. As you enter the ruined house that you've been told is your new command post, you realise you are totally alone. All your senior officers are gone, be it from desertion, surrender, or death. Over the radio, there's only repeating broadcasts to be heard. Your Goleater is with you. I don't know how you pronounce that. Goleater. He swears that he will, of course, remain in your midst with his colleagues. His wife and children are also here. He who has once conquered the city with 200 men will henceforth organise the defence of the capital by all possible means. Any man not found not doing his duty will be hanged on a lamppost after summary judgment. Moreover, placards will be attached to the court stating I have been hanged because I did not believe in our leader. I'm a deserter, and for this reason I shall not see this turning point of destiny. Primary objective: destroy 8 Soviet command units. High Command Directive: hold all victory hexes. Okay, so this one I believe is actually like let me turn off fast turn before it's too late. You know, this is an actual mission with objectives that you need to do, so that's totally fine. I don't know if you can actually deploy down here or not. I don't know anything about this mission. I only know about the last one because it was an early one that was available. Let me just move some units to reserve so I can actually see. Okay, I deploy down here. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to save here. We will do this mission. But I'm going to go back to the previous mission as well for the next video and do the elite objective, but I will not carry on from that point. Because there is literally, as a gamer, there is no reason for me to do so. The game is totally relying on me to just actually want to play it out. But there is no mechanical reason to do so. Why take completely unavoidable losses? Yeah, you know, why take losses when you don't have to take losses? Nothing changes as to whether you play it or you don't play it. So, why play it? You could say for the fun of playing it, but the issue is that in this game you carry your units from one fight to the next. So, taking a ton of damage for no good reason is just hurting yourself in future missions. And therein lies the problem. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to show you that you could beat that previous mission without even touching it. So, yeah. This one, I think you actually have to play it out. So that's fine. I guess I suppose I could do the other mission and then choose to go the other way or something along those lines. We'll see. But that's it for now. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about this because, you know, if you're playing a game to beat it on the hardest difficulty, you do actually, you want to make the choices that give you the greatest chance of victory, right? Like, I've never sort of known that choice to be to just not play a mission. To give yourself the greatest chance of victory, the correct answer is to just not play. It's a funny game, Edmund. The only winning move is not to play. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. That is it for this video. I'll go back to the previous mission and see if I can do the elite objective. Show you how you can do that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.